On this week's episode of The Weekly Buzz, we have preliminary big deal day results, a new TikTok shipping integration that could be very helpful in Q4, and a new button that potentially could help increase average orders on Amazon. This and more on this week's episode of The Weekly Buzz.
How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. This is the show that is our Helium 10 Weekly Buzz, where we give you a rundown of all the goings on in the Amazon, TikTok shop, and e-commerce world. We let you know what new features that Helium 10 has, as well as give you a training tip of the week that'll give you serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. Today's host is actually going to be Carrie Miller. So Carrie, take it away and let us know what's buzzing.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the first piece of news, which is Prime Big Deal Days. And this is actually something that I think a lot of people want to know is how well other sellers did. Particularly for me, we definitely had an increase in sales, but it wasn't something huge and massive. And I think these numbers might, speak for quite a few sellers and just, kind of the results overall. But I'm really curious if you have had amazing results this last few days. Put it in the comments. Let us know, how much you increased for the big deal days, maybe some strategies that you utilized. That would be super helpful. But according to Numerator, and I'll go ahead and share this article, we have some actual good findings. And really, the big thing is that people are stocking up on household goods with these deal days and not necessarily shopping for the holidays. And this might have to do something with the economy is kind of slowing down. There's tariffs. There's a lot more expenses people have, and they're really kind of making sure that they can save a lot of money on the basics and then maybe potentially save probably for, holiday shopping as well. So this kind of really kind of supports that. It says Dawn Platinum Power Wash, which is, just a household item. We've got, protein shakes, Lysol disinfectant wipes, and things like that. If we scroll down, it says the average Prime Big Deal Days 2025 spend per order was $45. 44% of orders were placed for $20 or less, and 90% were for less than $100. Over half of households shopping on Prime Big Deal Days placed 2+ orders and 10% placed 5+ orders. The average household spend was $104.69 with 14% spending more than $200. So probably not as much as a lot of other deal days that we've had, but a lot of basics were purchased. And if we scroll down a little bit more on this article, they actually show the categories, which I think was really interesting. Apparel and shoes were one of the top, as well as household essentials. So again, people stocking up on basics that they need. And then goes to beauty and cosmetics, health and wellness. So all the kind of things that they need to kind of stock up on for the deals. That's what they were focusing on during this time. And, toys was about 14%, electronics 13%. So definitely a lot less than we're used to kind of going into these times. But I'm really curious to know what everyone else had in terms of their results. And if we go to this Forbes article too, they're saying, October Prime Day underwhelms shoppers. So I guess, maybe they were underwhelmed by the deals. And, this is kind of a challenging time with the tariffs because prices are going up and maybe not as many sellers did as many deals, but, there's a lot of inflation. But I think people were capitalizing on what they could for the Prime Big Deal Days so that they could save money on the basics and then potentially later go into purchasing gifts for the holidays. So I'm curious to know how you all did with the Prime Big Deal Days. Okay, next up, we have something we've been working on for quite some time, and it's our latest release from Helium 10, and that is Scale Stories. So this is a series that we're going to be releasing every 2 weeks, and we're going to be following sellers' journeys. Now, this first one is a brand new seller, and we've got, basically she hasn't even started yet, so we've got mentors like Leo Segovio, Melissa Vong, Clarence, and just a few other people and Bradley Sutton, of course, helping to mentor this particular person and her name is Natalie, on her journey to start selling on Amazon. So this is kind of the whole preparation, and we will have follow-up episodes as well that are going to show kind of how to do this. And a lot of people still ask the question, can you still launch products on Amazon? And the answer to that is yes. So we want to show you all of that in this series and inspire you all to continue launching products. So check it out if you haven't. If you go to, basically what you should do is go to our YouTube channel, go to YouTube and search Helium 10, click on our Helium 10 channel, and then it should be at the very top. It's called Scale Stories, and this is what it looks like. So it's a very inspiring story. I think people really liked It's very well done. So check it out if you haven't checked it out, and you might learn some things, get inspired. Again, we have some really high-end mentors in there that are giving some great advice. Next up, we have Amazon Add to Delivery. Okay, so this is something that if you need to make a last minute addition to your latest Amazon Prime order, you're in luck, because there is a new super easy way to do this. You can add this, and it only actually works on the app. So this is for now is on the app. Basically, Amazon has launched a new feature. It's called Add to Delivery, and it's a blue button, and it allows customers to add additional items to delivery for an order that has already been placed. If you've already placed an order, you're like, oh darn, I want to add something to my order. Well, if you're scrolling along in the app and you want to buy something, there's a blue button instead of that normal add to cart. And you'll just click on the blue button, and it says Add to Delivery, and you'll just add that to the delivery, and it'll use the same credit card that you used, or payment method if you used a gift card or whatever it was. It'll use the same payment method and delivery address as well. So that's how that works. Makes it super simple. And I think a lot of people who are purchasing might be like, oh, I should have bought, 2 more of those, or they can just easily add it to the order. So it's going to be probably something that helps to increase average order value, because it makes it super simple. Not all items are eligible to have the, add to delivery button on the product detail page, but it is definitely available for quite a few, and it should be very interesting to see how that kind of changes things. Next up, we have Bradley Sutton with the training tip of the week, and he is going to be talking about customer intelligence, which is one of our new features within Helium 10, or not super new, but one of our newer features within Helium 10.
Here's an advanced strategy that only you can find in Helium 10, and that's called customer intelligence. I bet you 95% of you don't even know this is in there. This is a tool that you can, Diamond members and above, can get in the dashboard. It's on the left-hand side. It's like one of those little menus that open up, and it's called customer intelligence. Now, this is like next level. Let me tell you right now, if you just have one product, or you're a brand new seller, you might not look too much into this. It's not going to give you too much value. But if you've been selling for a few years, you have a few products, this is going to give you insights that you might never have measured before. Now, that being said, if you don't have Helium 10, you still should be measuring this. If you've been selling on Amazon for a while, you got to figure out a way to download your reports or figure out some of this, with mathematics and stuff, right? But for those of you who use Helium 10, don't have time for all that, go ahead, hop into the tool. Customer intelligence, like I said, it's on the left-hand side of your dashboard. Like here's a hemp cream account that I'm in. I could see the lifetime value of customers, because this is a product that people multiple buy. So like, hey, the average lifetime value of my customers, $118. That's like, three products they're buying, because this product is like $30 only, right? Here's my average order value. All right. Here's my CAC and my LTV to CAC ratio. If you guys don't know what that means, it's probably something you should start looking into. Google that. What's LTV to CAC mean, and how can that help me? You can see this graph over days, weeks, months, quarters, or years, going back as far as you have data with Helium 10. Here at the product level, I can see what my LTV, my CAC, my average order value, my LTV to CAC, my customer lifetime. Look at this. I have got a 1.6 year customer lifetime value on my main product here. What's the purchase frequency? How many orders overall? And then how many are new customers? How many are total customers? All right. So how many were new to the brand in that last year? So there's tons of information. This is the kind of data that's going to help you decide how you tackle your advertising and stuff, right? Like if you know that, hey, your lifetime value is $120. Well, you're not thinking so much about, I got to get down to 20% ACoS for this order. No, you got to be thinking about ACoS from that LTV value, right? Especially if they're getting to subscribe and save everything. So really important, guys, look into customer intelligence if you're an advanced seller.
Thank you so much, Bradley. So if you haven't checked out customer intelligence in Helium 10, go ahead and check it out, because you will definitely find some really great insights with that. And next up, we have a new integration with TikTok, and it's Shippo. And it's kind of hard to say. It's like Hippo, but Shippo. Shippo is, they have a new integration with TikTok that's designed to help sellers meet the shipping challenges that are, especially coming up in Q4 head on. So with their new integration, sellers can automatically import TikTok shop orders into Shippo, create discounted shipping labels in seconds, and sync tracking information back to TikTok. So that streamlines it. So if some of you are kind of copying and pasting that information back and forth, now if you have Shippo, you don't have to do that. It's going to make it super easy. One thing that you really need to do with TikTok is you need to make sure that you're shipping on time. So with Shippo, you actually will meet TikTok's 2 business day dispatch. So that's really good. You'll also save up to 90% off of retail rates. And that is huge because a lot of people who are buying on TikTok are wanting really basically free shipping or reduced shipping for sure. So you want to make sure that you can really afford that when you're selling on TikTok. So this could be potentially really good for a lot of people. It also gives you control over your carriers. Currently, with my experience, I haven't had control over that. So you do have control over your carriers. So you can select the service and the levels that you prefer from any carrier and keep your package drop-offs simple by using the carrier that works best for you. And so that's pretty awesome. Then you can also simplify your multi-channel fulfillment. So you can actually manage TikTok, you can manage your Shopify, Amazon, Walmart, and more in one single dashboard, which makes it super easy, especially, if you're trying to manage a bunch of those different platforms. It'll automate workflows. You can set up automation rules and send accurate automated tracking notifications to reduce manual work and eliminate costly errors. And you can also access responsive support. You can get fast human support via email and live chat with this. So really a great integration, I think. I had actually never really heard of Shippo because I've never really used it, but they were founded in 2013 and they're the leading shipping platform for modern e-commerce. So they've done, they've quite a resume. So definitely a really good integration that we have there. And if you need an integration or something to help you with solution with TikTok because it's getting out of control, check out Shippo. All right, last but not least, we have some updates to TikTok ads. And if you don't already know, you can actually run GMV Max ads through Helium 10, which makes it super easy and streamlined, especially if you're already doing your other advertising within Helium 10. But there are some new features that are going to be released within TikTok, and they will roll out through Helium 10 soon as well. So wanted to give you an update and kind of showcase these things that are coming with TikTok. So if we scroll down in this article right here, and I think this is something that a lot of people are asking for, and that is advertisers wanted more control. So now advertisers can customize campaign automation and adjust targeting, budget, and creative modules by module. There's also customized measurement. Advertisers can further customize their split tests on a granular level to see what performs best and is driving results. They also have something called Symphony Automation, and they're integrating new Symphony creative tools with Smart Plus that give advertisers a smarter and faster way to create and optimize performance content and recommended creative. So this allows advertisers to quickly select historical or Symphony Gen AI videos created based on what TikTok predicts will perform best for their campaign. And now something that's really interesting is I've actually seen a lot of really basic AI ads working very well on TikTok. So if you haven't tried that out, this is a good time to try that out. Really interesting times with all this kind of online selling through TikTok. But also they have automatic enhancements, which enables advertisers to optimize the performance of their videos with Gen AI by resizing the video, refreshing the music, translating the dubbing, or improving the overall video and image quality. So you can translate to other languages. Really interesting stuff that's coming out with TikTok. So if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out. We had some really interesting articles this week. So if you haven't checked out some of these things that I've mentioned, go check them out, especially that Helium 10 scale stories and the customer intelligence. Those features are amazing. And the new series is absolutely very inspiring and you'll learn something for sure. So go ahead and check those out and we will see you again next week to see what's buzzing. Bye everyone.